Good morning, everybody. This is the JP Show, here to give you news and rumors for August the 5th, 2017. We're going to start the show off. We actually got a couple things to go over. It's been a while since I did a weekend show, so I'm going to do it right. I would like to go over the Karen Jarrett incident with Braun Strowman. I also would like to go over the SmackDown upcoming draft and backstage heat with Enzo Amore. And why is he being kicked down to Amore? Why is he being kicked down to NXT or moved around rather? Backstage heat. But we'll get into that. Let's start off with Karen Jarrett and Braun Strowman. I tried to record this last weekend. Was not feeling good, but we'll get into this. And then also tomorrow we'll get into her return statements on why she felt so strongly after the Braun Strowman incident. So, reportedly, you had a mixture of GFW and WWE wrestlers at one bar in Nashville. Out of the few names that I will mention, two of them was Karen Jarrett and Braun Strowman. Let's do GFW first. You had Conan, I believe it was Conan, John Morrison, and freaking Rey Mysterio. John Morrison, of course, already signing with GFW the week prior, and Rey Mysterio was there to negotiate a deal with GFW. On the other side, Raw had just made a stop in Nashville. I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and you had the likes of R-Truth, Goldust, Conan. Conan was on the GFW side. Goldust, Conan, R-Truth, and I believe Braun Strowman, and also Karen Jarrett. Karen Jarrett was very polite, introducing herself into Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman gladly appreciated it, giving him praise for his wrestling prowess. And next thing you know, turns around and walks away randomly. Karen Jarrett then follows him, and again he turns around, said some words, and Karen Jarrett went off, replying to Braun Strowman that I will tell Kurt Angle, which is my kid's father, who I was trying to get the autograph from you for. I will tell Kurt Angle that you treated me very rudely, and I do not appreciate it. In statement. Braun Strowman immediately apologized multiple times to Karen Jarrett. Karen Jarrett was not trying to hear it. Now, again, what we learned from all this is you got to be courteous to your neighbors. They tell you that stuff in the good book. You can't just walk away from people, even if it wasn't Karen Jarrett. What if it was a fan? What if it was a mom and their kid had Down syndrome or something, and they wanted to get an autograph, and you was being a complete asshole? You got to consider these things, Brian, moving forward anyway. You got to consider these things. I think this, again, will blow over. It definitely gave GFW some type of spotlight. And Braun Strowman comes off looking like the asshole they want him to play. Which, me personally, I think it's quite the opposite on the other side. I think Braun Strowman's actually a good dude. If you look at his tweets, you would understand what I'm saying here. So anyway. Backstage update on the potential the potential draft for the WWE. Normally how it goes, they do a WWE draft after SummerSlam. So we're 2 weeks removed from SummerSlam. Eventually this is going to happen. The big news and the questions is who's moving where. Now I like to give out a preliminary draft right before the WWE actually drafts. So we'll go over that. But I think right now that's mostly what's needed for the WWE to bring some type of new light into their product. I remember last time they announced the draft or even the roster shakeup, the viewership was pretty good for Raw and SmackDown. So just keep that in mind, And in this shakeup, another notable name that I might mention, who also we're going to talk about today, is Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore. He got some heat from a phone conversation that he had over the phone. Somebody overheard him. And it got back to Vince McMahon, completely exposing the business and also talking about how much money he makes inside the WWE doing nothing, quote unquote. So apparently this rubbed Vince McMahon the wrong way, and Vince wants him out of Raw and off of SmackDown, which would explain the breakup between Big Cass and Enzo. Now, speaking on Big Cass, he also has some backstage heat for being a Donald Trump supporter. You guys know how I feel about Donald Trump. Now, with that being said, Enzo being moved back down to NXT, I think would not help NXT. What I think they should do with Enzo, move him to SmackDown. Get him away from Vince McMahon. Okay, you move him to SmackDown, he would be a very good lower mid-card talent. You know, you wouldn't see him with the likes of a Rusev or a Rusev, AJ Styles, or Kevin Owens, but I wouldn't mind seeing him going up against a Ty Dillinger, Aiden English, my man from American Alpha, Chad Gable. I wouldn't mind seeing him against a Chad Gable. It's a lot of things you can do with Enzo before you send him back down to NXT. And there's a lot of other people I wouldn't mind going down to NXT. You can always use Enzo as a manager. You already just had that thing with him and Lana. Think about it. You could relive that beef with him, Lana, and Rusev. Wouldn't be bad. It did good for you guys in the past. Just saying. And that's pretty much it, you guys. We touched on a couple of things I wanted to touch on. It's going to be a short show this morning. I will be back later today with updated news on Karen Jarrett and Braun Strowman. Also, please check out the channel. We'll be uploading our 10th episode of Dream Match Saturday, which should be a doozy. Now, for the 10th episode, I've said in the past that I will give you a tournament for the Dream Match Saturdays, being the first undisputed Dream Match Saturday champion. So, I'm a man of my word. You guys know I at least try to be now. You know, in the past, I was a little bit of a dick. So, again, what we're going to do, we have to have a 4-way match at some point in time to crown that 8th spot in the tournament. So, we'll make that happen, okay? Everybody out of the 10 matches will not make the list, but there will be qualifying matches to advance to the tournament. So, that will probably be uploaded sometime this week. The following week, we'll start tapings for the tournament for Dream Match Saturday's Undisputed Champion. And that's pretty much it. Also, for my Wrestling Amito fans, we did a poll a while back on how would I do the rebirth of TNA. And also, how would I do ROH? That's coming to you guys soon on the gameplay side of things for the JP Outlaw channel. Okay? And that's pretty much it. I'm the Outlaw. You guys be safe. I'm about to get dressed, get washed up, get ready for the day. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.